In the long run, we will start to normalize the burnout, like, because sometimes we don't have the capacity to actually stretch as much as we ought to. So then we begin to burn out a lot, and then I see it a lot now that it's something that has been normalized.
Yeah.
Why do you think that the society has now normalized burnout?
Maybe the goals are not set. When you have your goals set, you tick the box on every level to achieve those goals. Burnout is something that definitely happens at this point of your life, where if you continue doing this corporate American job, how do you want to see yourself in the next 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, not too far. So I start to see myself like I will burn out. I might even get stressed. When you really want to grow, comfort has to stop. We were brought up to get a job after going to school. We were brought up to avoid risk. And in the process of doing all of that,
Hi friends, today's conversation is one a lot of people need to hear. My guest is Olamide Abayomi, a real estate investor. She is the founder of Nova Finance and someone who has seen both the pressure of corporate life and the reality of building wealth outside the traditional path. We will discuss about freedom, money, burnout, environment, resilience, and the mindset shifts that separates survival from real growth. This episode is honest, thought-provoking, and full of conversations that will make you reflect on the life you're building for yourself. Let's unfold with Olamide. Thank you so much for sitting with me today, Olamide. It's a pleasure having you here. You look so beautiful.
thank you so much. It's a pleasure sitting with Unfolding with Ewaji.
Thank you. So let's get right into it. We already know a little bit about your background. I told my guest about you already, and I just want to ask you this question. Many people were thought that especially back home in Nigeria, we're both from Nigeria, right? And many people were taught back home that when they work so hard, automatically it leads to financial freedom for them. And because of your expertise, I want you to shed light into that. Does working hard, so hard, equate to financial freedom for people? Or is it just something that people think in their heads that, oh, me working doubles, 9 to 5, hustling like we call it back home, will create financial freedom for them? Talk to me about that. What's your take on it?
Okay, so for me, I don't believe that it has to do with working hard alone. Success comes with working hard, but you need to put some strategies to it. So apparently, if you're working, you should be working smart.
Okay.
And you should have some strategies. You should be very dynamic. Every time you have to put a strategy that you change. Because without change, trust me, growth can occur.
Okay.
So naturally, I would say work hard, but be very smart at it. Put a lot of strategies in place and progress.
Awesome. That's beautiful strategy, but dynamic and work smart. That's a beautiful response. So it doesn't necessarily mean that because we're working hard now, we'll be financially free. Or because we're working so hard, like we always say, we are hustling, we would build a kind of wealth that we're all looking to have out there right now these days. But so the key is work smart, be dynamic, and be strategic. Awesome. So what do you think is most people's misunderstanding about building wealth?
Well, building wealth comes with a lot of you having to move out of your comfort zone. So apparently, everyone wants to build wealth, but do you have clarity towards it? Do you have, when I say clarity, I've seen a lot of talented people that actually work hard. They, of course, earn the money. They have a lifestyle, but then they don't even have clarity or how finance works. And that's where they actually miss it. So sometimes we need the financial education to know where you're going to be.
Right.
And this mostly is affected by the middle class, are mostly affected because they see themselves as somewhat smart enough to get into the systems where they earn a lot, But then they also spend a lot because they have a lifestyle. So having to put your money in a bucket that actually creates the generational wealth you want and the freedom you seek comes a long way.
That's brilliant. So apparently, I mean, I think I'm guilty of that as well. We work hard, we make money, but we also have a lifestyle. So having that lifestyle now does not give you or give some of us the opportunity that we need to create the kind of wealth that we are looking for, because the standard is high.
Yeah.
When you, especially when you have a kind of lifestyle that you want to keep up to, your standards are high. You want to buy specific or particular kind of things, luxury and all of that. That's really beautiful. I love that. But also, I know that I have seen you or I've heard you talk a lot about retiring early, right? People retiring early. I think we had a conversation about that last time we spoke on the phone as well, where you talked about early retirement and stuff like that. Do you think people secretly want freedom, or do you think that people are just conditioned to settle for survival?
For freedom, I don't think there's anybody that don't want freedom. We
Mm-hmm.
want freedom of choice.
Yes.
We want freedom of making decisions and working on our own terms.
Right.
Freedom of being stress free.
I know, right? I know, right?
You
Freedom
know,
of everything.
of everything. Like you
Right.
want freedom to life, anyways. So everybody, be it secretly or open, you want freedom. I want freedom. And how do I get freedom? Is by having ownership of whatever I do for myself. So apparently, the only issues we have is there's a way we were brought up. And we're brought up to play safe. So when I say play safe, what I mean is we were brought up to get a job after going to school.
Right.
We were brought up to avoid risk. And in the process of doing all of that, avoiding risk, playing safe, getting a job, getting paid your salary, you now box yourself in doing more of being secured than putting more energy into your purpose in life. So I would say that I look more into the purpose. Why am I in existence? Because truth be told, I've experienced some level of believing in myself, like, okay, I got the job, it pays the bill, I'm comfortable, I'm scared of actually moving out of that comfort zone. And trust me, when you really want to grow, comfort has to stop.
I agree.
So it's about you stretching. You have to stretch beyond your capacity, beyond your own elasticity, and also look back and see how far you've gone. And I believe that's really it.
That's amazing. That's really brilliant. And I think the statements comfort zone and being able to stretch out of your comfort zone now is not even so, it's been said many times that it's become very cliche right now. Like it's common sense. Like why can't you get out of your comfort zone if you feel like you want to achieve a lot in life?
Absolutely.
And like get up, keep it moving.
Yeah,
you
get
know,
things done.
get things done. Don't wait, don't even feel discouraged about so many things, because there will always be times where you will get a no, where you expect to get a yes. You have to just stretch, like you said,
And
beyond.
and another truth about you stretching is when you look at yourself, most of the times life comes with disappointment.
Absolutely.
And at that point, would you, because you got disappointed, you're never gonna move to the next step?
know, exactly, like keep it moving, keep it moving. There's always going to be that person that would say no, or that disappointment that you will get along the way of
And
trying
you
to be
you
successful.
you could even switch your strategies, like I said earlier. Switch
Exactly.
the way you do things, switch the way you see life.
Brilliant.
You know, seek new opportunities.
Right, get out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
So if that being said, now do you then think, why do you think people normalize burnout? Like we're talking about stretching, getting out of your comfort zone and all of these things. If we're able to stretch, we're able to do things beyond even our capacity.
Yep.
In the long run, we will start to normalize burnout, like, because sometimes we don't have the capacity to
Yeah.
actually stretch as much as we ought to. So then we begin to burn out a lot, and then we I see it a lot now that it's something that has been normalized.
Yeah.
Why do you think that the society has now normalized burnout?
Well, I think one thing about we people getting burnt out is maybe the goals are not set right.
T.
Now, when you have your goals set,
Mm-hmm.
you tick the box on every level
Right.
at which you achieve those goals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be well scripted the way you want it or it's going to
Exactly.
come that way.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is once you tick a box and you
Right.
have a red cross on the next one,
Mm-hmm.
that is when you need the change or probably a review.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you could review that point and put it in another format that makes it align with the rest of your goals. So burnout is something that definitely happens.
Right.
Like for me, I can call myself, I'm not a serial entrepreneur. I'm a corporate American worker and
Right.
I'm also a business owner.
Right.
But how did I get to see myself? I'm like, okay, Ola, at this point of your life, where if you continue doing this corporate American job, how do you want to see yourself in the next 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, not too far? So I start to see myself like I will burn out.
Right.
I might even get stressed.
Right.
I've watched several AI kind of social media stuff, and it's talking about how someone's been having like 15 years of experience, and the guy does not know nothing about AI arbitration or other AI tools. And he was being asked on his first day of resuming work how long it's going to take him to do the job. And he said it's going to take him 4 days. The lady across the table was asked the same question.
I remember that clip. I saw
Yeah,
it.
so
too.
I was
Yeah.
like looking at it, and he just took him 1 or 2 steps,
Right.
going to a class and getting it done.
Correct. Yeah.
He could as well get burnt out looking at the same Excel sheet, spreadsheet,
For hours,
for hours
months,
doing it
weeks.
overnight just
Yeah.
to deliver, right?
Right,
But
right.
he thought about another process. He was lucky to find someone to show him the right way. So what I just believe is with the new tools we have, the AIs and everything, it makes life simpler. You can put anything and everything that comes out of your head just to get it aligned.
Right.
So
Right.
it's, we could always do things easier.
And I think that still takes you back to working smart and being strategic, honestly, like you said earlier, because I remember that video. I actually saw it on social media. And I saw, in this case, it was a female that got a job and then was struggling on her first week. And then the boss had said, oh, so what's your plan on getting this done? And she said, oh, it would take me so amount of time to get it done. And then as opposed to someone else that said, oh, I could do this in 2 hours.
Exactly.
I could do this in 2 hours, just because the person is so archaic and they're not like internet or social
Tech
not so
savvy.
tech savvy for them to be able to know that everything has upgraded, or you can
Of
actually get
course,
this done
of
with
course.
AI, and then I completely agree with you. And that's
I also tell the millennials that it's easy to say the Gen Zs can take up your job. Only if you're not catching up to what is going on in the
Absolutely.
entire economy
Absolutely.
right now.
Absolutely.
So you need to get to look at yourself as someone who is going to be out there trying
Right.
to figure things out without having to be asked for it. And you still match up with the market regardless.
Being proactive, learning more skills and all of that would make you that person, honestly. And audience, if you're listening, don't sit in your comfort zone. Everything is still getting back to, don't sit in your comfort zone. Be strategic, work smart, and then all these things will align. It will just make sense, honestly. And I also remember, Olamide, during my last conversation with you over the phone, you had mentioned something like taking yourself away from the bottom. You said something about removing yourself from the bottom. That's not a simple statement. That's a very strong statement. When you said that on, I'm like, okay, let's have it. How do you think people can actually take themselves from the bottom and put themselves up there? Because I feel like you said, it takes strategy and all of this. Let's hear from you. Tell us about it.
Okay, so for my statement, removing myself from the bottom, it starts from the way I think, the standards I create for myself, my habits, you know, um, the kind of people I surround myself with. So apparently, everyone while growing up, everyone is in your circle. You're just trying to pick up life and everything. So, and I've actually been to real good motivational conferences like the John Maxwell. I had an opportunity to be in his leadership training,
Nice.
and I listened to how people talk about the bottom is too crowded.
Hmm. That's a heavy statement.
And then you hear the leader say, "Meet me at the top." That's because it's at the top. So what did it take him to get there?
Left the crowd.
What do I need to do differently? So I started learning and doing a lot of self-development, learning the John Maxwell, the Tony Robbins, the A.L. Williams. Talk about finances. Talk about how you can get yourself to the next level. Pushing hard, staying hungry. You know, when I say I'm hungry, girl,
Like
I'm very
I'm
hungry.
Yes, be
So,
hungry.
you have to stay hungry for you to move.
Right.
Because when you are hungry, you have the sweat in you, you have the energy, the hustle.
Right. Right.
So that thing just evolves out of you and makes you see life differently. So that's why I started thinking of, okay, my standards should change.
Right.
My habits should change. The way I think, of course, has to change. And of course, my strategies, oh Lord, I don't play with that. It just needs to change. Life has to happen differently. And removing yourself from the bottom, of course, nobody wants to stay limited. It's a limiting belief.
Right. Right.
The mindset, right?
Right.
Yes, you have to change your mindset. And that's what it is, girl.
Yep. So definitely, like you said, it's a mental thing, an environmental thing, and also I believe that it's also a financial thing. Like you were able to take that leadership course now, or leadership training with John Maxwell. Is that the
Yeah,
name?
John Maxwell.
That you train with. Sometimes we have these opportunities to train with these people that can take us away from the bottom with their leadership, but we also have to be able to finance it, pay for it.
Yep.
So you have to get something doing to be able to afford to pay for or be in those places. You see what I mean? Like you have to be able to position yourself strategically. So it's for me, it's all three of them. It's financial, it's mental, and it's also environmental. And it makes me want to ask you, do you think people can be within the same circle and still grow? Like stay in the same circle for decades of friendships, and still grow in that circle? Do you think so?
So for growth, this is it. Growth comes with a lot of things falling off. It's like you going to a new school, you grew up in a neighborhood, you go to a new school in another town, and by the time you're back, you find your friends smoking, drinking, and you actually went to a school where there are elites, right? Like people
Right.
that are well trained. Come back seeing a friend that you guys always play the sand games together, and he's smoking. He's by the gas station, buying a packet of Marlboro. You'd be like, I don't want to work with this kind of person.
Yeah.
So that's where you now think about it. A lot of wealthy people you'll be surprised, they don't even keep their immediate friends. The friends they tend to work with are the people they surround themselves for them to develop and be better. So in the process of me doing that, I started finding people that I've worked with being my friends, people that I've had good trainings with being my friends, and and of course, I still keep my friends. Like there was a friend of mine that told me that, oh, it's been 15 years. I keep my friends, but it's just that we are not as close. We don't have to talk every day. Rather, we call ourselves if you need something from me, or you want to learn something from me, or you just admire what I do. So I don't have to be in that environment with you because it would adulterate my mental.
It will.
So at some point, you cut down the kind of friends you keep and, move on with the new crowd. Or not necessarily leave them alone, but, everybody has a level at which you have to continue communicating with them.
And it makes me want to say time and tide, time and tide. You if it's time, this time is over with this person, this tenure is no longer favoring your goals in life,
You move, switch.
you move. Honestly,
Switch.
I've heard a lot of people on social media calling people users. You used me to grow. Baby, we gotta keep it moving. You
Yep.
know, I don't want to be 70 years old and my kids are asking me, what were you doing when your friends were making it?
That's what we're talking about.
You know, where were you when
Right.
when you're like, God forgive me, sometimes I look at my parents and I'm like, no be your mates be follow Rusho Alakija.
But
Like,
that's very true. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like looking at I'm like, okay, for me, I see it like our parents, the legacy they gave us as of the time they gave us those legacies was going to school, sending you abroad to come do
Right.
your masters, getting you that comfort to get things done, and Ogbeni, figure it out.
you're on your own. Go. My parents did this for me, so you
Yeah.
too. This is how much
This
I
is
can.
and you know the funniest thing, some of them, their parents didn't even do that much for them.
You're right.
Some of them, their parents
You're right.
just sent them to high school and they just had to figure out a teaching course and then went to nursing school and then that's it.
Very true. And
So-
honestly, and I think that's also why we mostly have the mentality these days saying that we want to do better than our parents.
Absolutely.
Because our parents also they thrived to do better than their parents. So I think it's a generational thing that goes up and gets better. Honestly, like if you want that for yourself,
Yep.
some people don't really care. Like
Yep.
we have a lot of parents out there that honestly don't care what their children become.
And when
or
you
what-
also look at the trend of how our parents, our own parents sometimes will build houses and say, oh, you would inherit this property, you would inherit this property. But my own current mindset don't think that way.
Tell me about it.
I think more of something different. I'd rather put a good mutual fund investment for my son as a custodian. And by the time he's done, he can buy his own first house with with the investment I grow him.
I think
grow
our
for him.
generation, we're thinking more towards investments than all this. How many of us own like 3-4 houses back, like our parents back in the days,
Bro.
just because, and we are owning them just because we want to put it in our will to say, oh, my son, you will have this,
You
my
have this.
daughter, you have this. No, I think we're more of the generation that wants to invest.
The
you
will,
know?
the will now is either they're beneficiaries or they even have the investment in their own names.
Exactly.
So what are we talking
exactly,
about?
Exactly. I completely agree with you. I completely. Let me ask you this. You've been in the corporate America for quite a number of years now, and you said, like you said earlier, you started to do business. So can you tell me what corporate America taught you? Did it delay you or did it prepare you for business?
All right, so I would never undermine corporate America. The truth about corporate America is, over the years I have been in there, I have learned discipline. It has helped me structure myself generally, be it at the job, be it in life, be it with friends. It has structured me so well, and I've gained a lot of leadership skills, above all, communication. So, with corporate America, what I believe is you take those valuable skills and use it to shape in yourself. Of course, like I said, I grew in my career, and I found out that I started getting very comfortable doing corporate America. But what exactly was I doing at that point? I was trading my time for income. It took me quite some time to understand that, okay, you trade your time for income so long it pays better than what you had before. But no, you have to start shifting your mindset. That is when when you hit the milestone of attaining a good job, you have to see that milestone as a foundation to the next level. So I started thinking of it like, oh no, I want to have ownership. I want to have my own freedom to my own time. I want to speak on my own terms.
Right.
And a whole lot of people, I've seen people back in the COVID season make a lot of money, 500, 600. Instead of them thinking of how to do better with that amount of money they made, they rather change lifestyles. And no, think about ownership. Stop trading your time for money. When it doesn't come that way, how do you sustain it? Where's the sustainability? You know, there is nothing that sustains that kind of lifestyle. You just have to go back to your saved earnings and try, and you're exhausted. So that got me to the level where I'm like, okay, the comfort zone is getting there. I need to break out
You need to shift.
and think of growth.
That's beautiful. That's a very robust and very educative way to say it, and I love it. And if I can ask you, what is one very great lesson that you will take everywhere with you that corporate America has taught you that business could never, like having a business could never teach you this lesson, but you learned it in corporate?
Well, in business, you don't have nobody to train you except you actually spend some money to learn, go learn.
Right.
Like motivational leaders can help you.
Mm-hmm.
But corporate America is already a structured system.
Correct.
So you're walking into something that already has standards and you're learning from what people there do. It's more like getting a new job, you know, on the first day and on the third day and on the fifth day, there's a sprint every day. Or you have a tag up meeting. It's a structure, right?
It's a structure.
So before the tag up meeting, you try to meet up with your taskers. That's the structure. Now communicating what you have to say. If you have a PowerPoint presentation, you put your stuff together, right? While at the job, make sure it aligns to what the audience wants to hear. You can be in a leadership meeting or whatever it is. It has to align.
You have to be telling them what they want to hear.
Yes. So those structures are what you get, but at a fixed rate of income. Now, with business, you scale up.
Right.
You can expand limitlessly.
Right.
I was speaking at an explosion, Texas explosion, a couple of weeks ago, and I remembered I was supposed to speak on corporate America and business ownership, and I actually spoke on this scalability. I was like, with your business, you can scale. You can scale up to the millions of dollars.
Right.
I've really never heard anybody earn $1 million in salary
In corporate.
in corporate.
I don't think so.
But if they do, they'll probably be the CFO or the COO
the owner,
or
the
something.
founder
Or
and
they-
everything.
Yeah, so hey,
And they're paying themselves.
and they pay themselves.
I don't think anybody will pay you to work for them that much.
Should we reiterate back to what you just said? They pay themselves. Are they not the business owner?
Exactly.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what
so,
it is.
you know, and that's where I really want to find myself. I want to find myself using my expertise to pay myself.
Brilliant.
And like I said, corporate America keeps you structured. The communication is sweet. Leadership you could learn. You know, discipline,
Right.
knowing when to wake up and how to do things at the right time. And with business, of course, you don't have to do a 9 to 5, but you still have to get yourself disciplined. And that is one thing I'll never take away from corporate.
That's really beautiful, and that's honestly a very good thing to learn from corporate, because it's just structured, like you said. Corporate is so structured that, you know, in business you can choose not to wake up 7 a.m. to start doing because you work for yourself. Who's going to ask you? Who's going to question you? But if you don't sign in or clock in or show up in that meeting at 9 a.m. exactly,
Girl,
you know,
you might be getting a query or losing the job.
You know what I mean? And there's something that I admire a lot about being in business, that I love a lot, is the fact that who's gonna fire me?
That's what it is.
Who Me? I am my own boss. I have my own business. I run my own business. Who is going to fire me?
And you know what I say with what you just said? That is where the hunger game comes in.
Yes.
So how do you want to see your business run for you to get to the level you can say, now it's time for me to rest?
Exactly.
And as a business owner, the hunger never stops because you have a competitor right there behind you
Exactly.
trying to beat you and out
Yeah.
perform you.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's about you. Whatever values you bring on the table for your business to be the best, you get it. You get the results.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even though you already know, you have that mindset, or you it's a known fact that no one is going to fire you. I still feel like you said, being in corporate would teach you that discipline and that structure to be able to run a very good business,
Yep.
smooth business that would then make you even not want to go back into corporate. But I feel like it's a work in progress. I feel like everyone needs that corporate experience to be able to run a business very smoothly. Like, I know a lot of people never even have like corporate experience, but they're doing their business so well. But I feel like that structure that you would learn from corporate would help you transition or help you have a very good business running, and that's very great. So let me ask you, a lot of people today or from time immemorial have been very scared and very skeptical about going into entrepreneurship. What is it that you feel like, what's that advice that you would give to people that are eyeing, or they're looking towards, I want to just do business and leave corporate, or I want to have both? Me personally, I always advise people keep both, or at least until you get to a point in life where you feel like you can pay yourself, like we said earlier, $1 million and not flinch.
Yep.
You see what I mean? But keep both, not necessarily $1 million. Like, pay yourself a substantial
Something
amount of
substantial
money.
enough, yes.
You can pay yourself six, even seven figures and not
Absolutely.
flinch. You know what I mean? Until then, I don't see why you cannot keep both. But for people that are really scared about going into business, entrepreneurship, what is that advice that you would give them?
Okay, so for people, first off, people are afraid of exposure and lose,
Risk.
and of course losing their identity, because when you're going into a new business, if you don't, the economy naturally puts you in a space where they expect stability, and the truth is, starting off from ground to the top, you can't be stable just right there and then.
It's a work in progress.
People judge you. People embarrass you. They say a whole lot of things, but on social media and even to your face. I've had a lot of people ask me, "Oh, Ola, did you leave your job for what you're doing right now?" I said,
I
"Girl,
get that a lot too.
this is a process, and by the time this is done, you probably would have to sign an application to talk to me. So, but for right now, still be my friend and watch how I grow."
Watch it. Watch
So-
me evolve.
So the question is, entrepreneurship is not for the mind of the weak. Now,
Tell them.
the best entrepreneurs, they never had any certainty of what the future is gonna be. They also have their fears. There's nobody that don't have fear going into a business.
Right.
So they have their fears, but what keeps them going? The best entrepreneur keep going because they have the belief. And so long the system is still very much in place,
Right.
it's still moving, it's still alive, they keep moving. Let's keep doing it till when I get to where I want to be.
Right.
The system is not dead. I see it going. I see it's taking me somewhere, and I get there.
Right. Right.
We could check out the people, Amazon, check out Tesla. They all started from some SpaceX. They started from somewhere. I
Correct.
speak about the bigger ones because I just want to
You're
I want to
looking
end
up
up
to them.
billions. I'm looking
I
up
know.
to them.
I love it.
Those are my mentors.
Yeah. I love it.
So this is the kind of mindset a great entrepreneur should have.
Should have.
So if you want to start entrepreneurship and you still need your backup, keep your job. But at some point you have to let go of that job so you can have your 1000% focus
Right.
on the business, because you can't keep two mindsets, the mindset of a job owner, or should I say of an employee, and also a business owner. You can't keep both mindsets. You have to be able to switch everything so that your attention, the hunger, everything, the strength comes out, and you can put all that value you have into your business.
Right. Right. That's very amazing because even though I am a subscriber of keep both, I also believe that at some point, like you said, you have to be able to let go of one and then focus, pay full attention, undivided attention to your business, which should be your choice at the end of the day. Like your business should be the choice. You shouldn't settle for being an employee of someone who is the owner of their own business and making money
At all.
off your ability, your
Mm-hmm.
intelligence, your capacity, and all of that.
And taking all your time
And
just to
taking
pay
all
you
your time
a
just
fixed
to,
rate
a
of
fixed rate.
income,
You see
and
what I
then they
mean?
give you the 2.5 incremental
Oh Lord.
annual increment.
Exactly. Like you can do all of this for yourself if you focused on yourself and yeah, don't just, I know a lot of people are scared when it comes to business or going into entrepreneurship. They're scared about losing stability, judgment, or even failing. I tell you today, a lot of business owners who are successful today failed at some point.
Yep, yep. If you don't feel,
Are you gonna
you can't
learn?
get better.
You can get better.
That's
can
it.
you can get better. A lot of people, even if you need help, even if you need hand holding, I always tell people look up to people. For me, I prefer collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
I would say if you are in a business that you know someone who is doing way better in that same business, look up to them, and even if possible, walk up to them for mentorship.
Yep, yep. You
You
need,
know,
yeah, yeah.
walk
You
up to
always
them
have
for
to.
mentorship.
You always have to look for, like, in any business you want to
Yeah.
start. You need to have a mentor.
Exactly.
You need a coach.
Exactly.
You need someone that keeps you on your toe for accountability.
You know what I mean? Yes.
Because
yes.
if you don't have someone that keeps you like an accountability partner, someone who shows you the right way, or
Right.
has experienced the hurdles and has scaled through it, girl,
I know.
you're gonna keep failing and you don't even know how to navigate.
Yeah, and you're gonna keep falling without
Yeah.
having that person to pull you back up to say, listen, you can't stay there.
Or giving you the guides,
the
not to even
guides,
fall
you know,
off.
you or not exactly giving you the guides not to even fall in the first place.
Exactly.
You know, for me now, when I started my event decoration business, I had my sister who had been doing it for years.
Ooh.
You know, I had my sister at some point when I would feel so incompetent, I would lose confidence. I would have an event and I would say, hey, how would I fulfill this now?
Get it.
You know, that I always see, there's this video I always say about a lady that would say or someone that would say, oh, I've told this client that I can do this and I've collected the money. Now it's time for me to go. Now it's time for me to go and do what I actually told them I can do, you know. So I had that backup, I had that mentorship from I was lucky that it was my sister, you know, who didn't
Yeah.
charge me or anything. But honestly, if you have to pay for mentorship, I don't see why not. Instead of having yourself fall, fail, which even failure shouldn't stop you. Like, do it just to get yourself better. At some point, even as you grow and get better, like you said earlier as we were talking, you will still need to go back to training.
Yep.
To get even better.
Yep. And
You know?
and when you, like you said, when you fail, do you know that failure sometimes is an applaud for you? It's a pat on the back.
Yes.
Because at that point, you see yourself. I'll give you a story. So you probably would ask me that question pretty much soon. But it was failure that got me to the level I am right now. Yes. Failing, trying to figure it out, but then I failed. So if failure got me there, I'm like, okay, so what's the next step? How do I stop failing, trying to do it all by myself?
Exactly.
So I learned, and I just love the space I'm in right now because it's giving me a different vibe of, I need to spread this news. If I can learn from my failures and be a better person and even make more, why not? The world needs to.
I know, exactly. Share it.
Yeah.
We can't wait. So let's get to this. You're a financial advisor and all of this, and you're also a real estate investor.
Yeah. So apparently, I'm not a financial advisor.
Okay.
Disclaimer. because-
Disclaimer:
Yes,
she's not a financial
disclaimer.
advisor. She wouldn't advise you about
I know.
finances.
So, but I'm an investment broker. I used to have investments in real estate, but I was just an investor. I really knew nothing about doing real estate, like buying houses. I only try to like contribute money to people that are talking about doing 24 units. And apparently, the first time I would have thought I would blow, I lost all my money in a Ponzi scheme.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Don't run ahead of yourself. We're gonna get there because we talked about that on our conversation the last time. I'm like, ooh, let's hear about this. We're gonna get there. But this is my question to you. Do you think that property ownership and all of that is something that is realistic for this generation? Like, I think we talked about it earlier as well. Our parents, our grandfathers, grandmothers used to own acres of land,
Yeah.
houses, and that was something, a big deal to them then. But I don't think a lot of us in these days, even though there is real estate and people are getting into it, and I don't think it's really a thing that a lot of people are confident about going into.
Yeah. So
You know.
for personal ownership with real estate, like I said, I'm not really big with real estate, but what I know is I won't put a lot of money doing personal ownership. I'd rather do things
Commercial.
like commercial.
Yeah.
Like commercial, it's not mine. I'm turning it over when I get the equity.
Yeah.
And that's all I need.
Right.
That
Yeah.
equity, I put it back into something else. So I just see it that way. I think that's what I've always had my mindset built on. But owning 4 or 5 houses, having to deal with tenants.
Yeah.
Even owning an Airbnb.
Ooh.
I know I used to own an Airbnb. I had Furnish Finders signed up. I had Airbnb. I had Vibro. And I still did not have the return on investment I wanted.
Really? A lot of
Yes.
people talk about Airbnb and how people should go into it a lot.
It's okay for people to say what they have to say on social media. Do we forget it's called social media?
Right.
So the truth
Make
is
believe.
make believe. So, I would not want to do something I get like an 8 months of return and then I have to struggle through the mortgage for the next 4 months because I'm paying for someone who's not ready. Or a tenant that doesn't even want to pay and takes me to court. And then we have to drag that for 6 months. I'm paying the mortgage. I'm paying the light bills. I'm paying the water bill. So, I started seeing that as no, it's not a real lucrative business for me. I can't speak for anyone else.
Right.
But for me, it's not. I did rather flip it to someone who is buying their first home
Right.
and get my equity, get my money, my profit. That's it. I use the money for something else.
But I also heard somewhere where someone was talking about real estate does not necessarily mean rentals of properties or rentals of homes, like renting to people who actually want to live there. Of course, it also means that you can rent to hospitals, banks.
Yeah.
I don't think people are looking towards that area. I think people are just looking to rent. I have this 12 units or what it's called. I want to rent to people to live in there.
So
So who is renting to the hospitals?
So
to
actually,
the banks?
those are really, really great opportunities. You could even rent to the government.
Exactly,
Yes, do the Section 8.
Yes.
But, like I said, if you understand the contract and the process, you just need to learn more, meet people that are more. There's so many people that are like doing it real good in the DMV, doing it good in California, Silicon Valley, Beverly Hills.
Right.
Learn from the people that understand that part.
Right.
Don't
right.
go to just someone by the roadside or probably someone you met at a networking event.
Basically,
that
have
will
a
just give you-
mentorship. Like, have a mentor.
Yep.
Have someone that
Have
is
someone
holding
that is
your hand.
holding your hand
Through and
that
through.
that mentor must be very accredited. Because I had a mentor, but he wasn't accredited. Yes. So mentor is on
There
different
are
levels.
mentors and there are mentors.
Yes, and they are mentees.
And they're mentees. Don't go and follow people that are just saying on social media, I will put you through, I will do this.
Go check their credibility.
Yeah.
Go check their credentials. Check their years of experience. Have your attorney. Let them sign the documents with you right there on the table. Let them see what you're signing. Because we don't understand all this language these people put in papers.
Absolutely.
And the funny
How many
thing,
of us read it?
Read it, do we?
How many
We
of
don't.
us read it? No,
So
we
that's
don't.
what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. And just to buttress that as well, I also know of people who rent to churches, mosque, and all these very commercial places that as opposed to renting to someone that is living there, who can choose to leave. Like, oh, I don't like this apartment anymore, I want to go somewhere else
Yeah, and
in
it's
the next.
damaged. They'll damage it and leave.
Besides even the damage, the continuity is not necessarily there.
Yep.
As opposed to a bank that is situated here right now, they don't want to leave that place in the next 10 years.
They would even beg to pay more.
They would even beg to pay more. They want to sign long-term contracts. And as opposed to someone that is looking for 6 months, 1 year, they would damage your home and all of this. So I think people should really look into all of those areas
Yeah.
of real estate more
Yeah.
than just ownership of homes. I want to have 3 houses, 4 houses. Kilo
And then you
fish. How many
yes.
can you
How many
sleep
can you
in?
live in?
How many can you sleep in? So yeah, I think real estate is a very great business and investment.
It is.
But I just think that you have to know how to do it. You have to learn and master it, and especially have your attorney, like she said.
Yes.
Have a lawyer. Oh.
Yes. There's really so like regardless of wherever you're investing, be it here or back home, you have to have an attorney that guides you and gives you the laws. Like, so that person you are signing that deal with knows that you have it structured. Like, it's on pen and paper. If you go or do anyhow, you are going to court with me. I have a lawsuit going on. You are going to get on a lawsuit. I love lawsuits.
You love lawsuits?
I love lawsuits. If you have to make me take you to court,
you're
to
gonna
go
go.
that route. But there are many times you have good mediations and everybody
Right.
comes to an agreement, right? But if you try to be stubborn and you are actually cheating me, then let's go lawsuit.
Let's go to court.
I'll file a lawsuit against you.
That's good. That's good. It means that means you're really confident about what you've been through in that process to be able to take someone to court, because
Yeah.
it's not a small feat going
Yeah.
to court.
And
yeah.
the truth is, when you start a lawsuit, you remember you had a lawyer in the beginning of the agreement.
Right.
So whatever is stated in that contract is what you're fighting against.
Right.
And trust me, whoever signed that and you take that person as is it plaintiff now or defender, whatever it is, that person will not want to enter trial with you. No, because they know that they have the attorney fee to pay for. So it's a lot. You know, this thing is common sense. You keep learning when you go through things, right?
I know you keep learning and you keep evolving, and
Yeah.
that's very good. Let me also ask you. I need you to talk to me about this. You did launch a device internationally that is not a conventional story. When you told me, I was like, okay, girl.
So apparently, yes. Like I said, that was in corporate America. Just for non-disclosure, I'm just gonna chime into it a little bit. Yes, in the Middle East, we had to launch a device. The reason why I was on that project was because I followed them step by step for the user guide and also the troubleshooting guide. So I had over 300 technicians sitting right in front of me, and I had to teach them how to use the device.
Beautiful.
So more like the startup managers, the CEOs, and of course me.
Of course
being
you.
in there.
Of course you.
Of course me being in there, launching the device and showing them the right things to do. I still get a lot of technician calls from out of country that just want to know more, and they just some of them are just appreciative of the fact that they have such device to make work easy on the field, as probably reliability engineers or or site managers. And hey, as much as we be black people, just believe that there are some people that are even the other color, and they don't even know how to use the tool.
Absolutely.
So you'll be proud of yourself being this girl that can go out there
And
and
teach.
do something great. So
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm personally really proud about that for you. Like, I'm proud
Thank
of you.
you.
Like, that's a very beautiful
Thank you.
achievement. So tell me, what did that experience teach you about resilience, and what did it teach you about being under pressure? Because to be in a room, being the one teaching over 300 people that are not our skin color,
Yeah.
out of the country, internationally, that's a big deal. And it's not a conventional story, like you said, especially for a woman, being a woman and also being black. Like, what did it teach you about pressure?
Okay, well, the first part is maybe I can say the pressure might come from my accent, and it might actually come from my skin color. But my skin color is even not the problem anymore because I'm American, right?
Right.
So I would say for the accent part, I try to tell people, are you listening to the value of what I'm bringing to the table?
Okay.
Or you're trying to like
Pick on how I pronounce
pick on
stuff.
how I pronounce the words. And if you really cannot hear me, then go back to the documentations and read it through yourself and teach yourself. It's very explanatory, right? So everybody wants me. I bring the value. You want me. I'm respected there. So you have to respect me the way your bosses do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Say power. Somebody say power. I
Empowerment.
love it. Nice, nice. I really love it. I love how you said that. Like you said it with so much poise and confidence that I admire. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, girl.
And so did that even change how you now see opportunities globally? Like did that change that?
Yes, it makes me seek better opportunities because the truth is, when you look at the value and the education we have attained in this country as the United States of America, I am grateful that I just did not go do some masters and just sit down there. I figured out new certifications where we have limited experts doing it. Like for instance, I have a certification right now. It's called the CRL, the Certified Reliability Leaders. And it's just 5,000 people in the whole of United States that has that certificate.
Really?
And guess what? The CEOs of the companies want you to work for them because you have that certification. They
Nice.
take you to very expensive conferences to have experiences with co-members. So I had that certification in 2023, and of course it's always renewed and you have to go for conferences, and I'm glad that I got that opportunity to have it. Now, what's the expertise I got out of there? I'm able to manage assets and facilities. I'm able to show people how to handle proper management when it comes to huge assets like HVACs, hair handlers. Like, trust me, not a lot of people are into this.
Right.
When I go for these conferences, sometimes I might find my fellow one black person.
Nice.
That is where you talk about the bottom is too crowded. Meet me at the top. I love it there. So, who would not need me internationally? People want those kind of experiences.
Right.
They want you to help them manage the broken down cabri in Nigeria. You know, refineries. Talk to people that are actually they own big companies, Eleganza. There's a time when I went to Nigeria last and I drove by the company Eleganza. Was it in Keja or something?
I don't even
I know I
think
drove
in
by.
Ikeja.
It's in Keja,
Along.
yes. So I drove by and I was like, wow, this is the Eleganza that used to have the paint. Like everything is all broken down.
Yeah.
These are structures that need good reliability to come sustain that environment, manage their facility. But you know, all I need to do is they pay consultant for consultancy, and I go there and give them value of what I've learned from the United States. So I'm very, very proud of myself that I could go that far and learn and bring this internationally to teach people what I know.
That's really powerful.
I don't
like-
want to be talking too much. I feel
No, that's okay. You're not talking too much. I feel like you're nailing it and you're saying the things that people need to hear. Okay? So don't think you're talking too much. You're giving value and I love it.
thank you.
Yes, so that's really brilliant and it's a lot that you just unpacked. And honestly, I have never heard about that licensure you just talked about. I have never heard about
That's one of the few. There's another one called the CMRP. It's also
Oh, I know about
lovely.
CMRP,
Yeah.
but I've never heard about the one that you
Yeah,
just
the
talked about.
CRL.
Yeah, the CRL.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant, awesome. I hope that people are learning and inquisitive and wanting to learn all this stuff to be able to, get all these opportunities that can possibly come their way. So, having said all of this, you have been in rooms with people of high level decision makers. Like you've been in the rooms with elites, successful people. What subtle mindset or mindset shift does that give to you, or has that made you understand that separates people who build wealth from people who just work to earn money? What is that subtle shift or subtle mindset that it gives you?
Yeah, so for me, um, it expels a mindset of limitation. I have a mentor now. I respect him so much. We call him Papa J. He's JT. I'm not disclosing his name
That's
on.
okay.
So, but I can say that being in rooms with wealthy people, or probably people that know how to build wealth, is they help you. What How they think is quite different from any average person. They think of wealth and like, you know, I need to be very protective of my time. Their wealth is their time.
Hmm.
They are very protective of their time because at doing that, they they multiply money. Remember the adage that says time is money.
Time is money.
Yes. So they think of the time because they want to protect, they want to have enough time so that they can multiply money through saving time. While an average mindset would only think of, oh, let me protect my money.
Time is money for an average person, but time is wealth for a wealthy person, or for someone who is building
Exactly.
wealth.
So you see, all of these things that you start to learn from them, at the point where they are very overprotective of their time, they now start to think bigger. How can I do this thing faster? Okay, do I want to employ 50 people to get this job done once, get them paid and get the millions out of it? Or do I want to employ 3 people? You see,
Yeah.
the mindset is different. So they are bigger thinkers, they have bigger strategies, and they save on time a lot. So that time saving is all that matters to me right now.
Hmm. Time saving. And honestly, it's surprising to know that people who build wealth, or people who want to build wealth, will see it differently. That time is wealth. Whilst we were busy saying, well, I think I'm elevating myself now from that. Time is wealth. I'll no longer say time is money.
Yeah.
Because there is truly a difference between being rich and being wealthy.
Wealthy.
Having money will make you rich.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's a difference between I have money and I am wealthy. You know, so that's a different mindset shift that a lot of us that are hoping to be wealthy, I'm not there yet, but I'll get there, should have.
It starts from one step, girl.
One step. Absolutely. So does that make you think that people just want to stay broke, or people are just too comfortable? I know we talked about a lot about comfort zone and all of that. Are people just very comfortable staying broke, or they're just comfortable in their comfort zone? They are maybe too attached to their comfort.
It's to me, it's not even about money. It's about mindset. You know, if people have mindset issues on, yeah, okay, I have to pay my bills.
Hey.
Oh, once I pay the bill, we can go on a vacation once in 5 months or once in a year,
right.
and they are just satisfied with that. They stay on a fixed income. How do you get better? You don't get better. So why don't you spend a little more time investing in yourself, stretching like a rubber band, and you can break at some point, but you just remold yourself.
Right.
And before you know it, you get what you want, which is a better situation than where you are currently. Nobody has gotten there yet. I am not there yet. But I am looking at it right ahead. Like, you see, this process is a process of gains.
And you're walking in that path that will take you there.
Take me there.
Take you there. Absolutely. So do you think that do you think that we are okay? I know I don't even want to ask you. I think I'll rephrase that. We live in a generation that everyone wants quick access to money, quick money, fast money. You know, do you think that people are now no longer like wanting to be patient when it comes to making money? Do you think patience is becoming something that is so rare? Because everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to make 6 figures in this country that we are in. and does that make you want to believe that people are becoming impatient? They don't want to go through the process. They don't want to say there is a course that you need to take that will take 6 months, 3 months. They don't want to do that. They just want show me the way. I beg. Why are you telling me to go and take this
Oh,
6 months
boy.
course
So
when you can show me the
I
way?
literally will say with what you said that, hey, patience right now is a competitive advantage.
Mm.
When you look at the way social media is structured, it makes it look like wealth is instant.
Mm.
No, you can't get wealth instantly.
Right.
You got to put in the work.
Right.
So, what I tell people is that this, flamboyant side of social media teaching us. I love social media because it's very exposing, but you need to, when looking at social media, you need to have a different kind of side to it.
Right.
Don't structure the reality with the unrealistic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like this is so unrealistic, and
Right.
fine, I like the beauty, I like the glamour,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna take me a process to actually get what I want. And when I get there, I don't want to be under pressure to get the glamour and be flamboyant out
Yeah.
there. I just want to get it because I know I can afford. I not just afford it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something I can get, and I don't want it anymore, and I give away.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I see wealth and I see money as a slow process of attaining it.
Right.
You will get there, but take the steps of investing right.
Correct.
And investment is not a get rich quick scheme because you will fall in the ditch.
Right.
Take the process, go through the process, and at some point in your life, you would figure out and you'll be happy that you have generational wealth
Wealth.
created. And when I say generational wealth, this is something you hand over to your kids,
Correct.
and your kids hand over
And
to their
yeah,
kids.
your kids to
so
their kids.
you are not rich, you
You're
are wealthy.
Yeah.
So that is how we want to see wealth. We just want to see it in levels.
Beautiful. Generational wealth. Sat when you're talking about it, like I just want to think about or discuss something that would not only make me wealthy, but I can pass on to my kids and my kids to their kids.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of being wealthy, honestly. And it makes me want to talk about your business.
Thank you.
It makes me want to talk about your business. So I know you founded Nova Finance, right?
Yeah.
So when you founded Nova Finance, did you just do it or did you just start it because you wanted to start a business? Or is there like a problem you were trying to fix that is deeper? Like, is there a deeper problem that you were trying to fix in the traditional financial systems?
Yeah. So apparently, when I started Nova Finance by Taina Leo, I was seeing beyond just having a company.
Mm.
So what I thought of is, okay, this is a company that can help families. Um, a lot of people have are stressed with the way they see finance. Like they have deeper frustrations in the system, and it's just because they don't have clarity. They don't even understand how wealth works. They don't know how to build a legacy.
Mm.
So Nova Finance is actually there to bridge that gap. And when I say bridge that gap, we are one-stop shop.
Nice.
So at the point where we talk about investments, we are so broad with how to help you with other aspects of you getting like an auto insurance the cheaper way, getting a health insurance in a cheaper way, getting your mortgage loans. And also we have every aspect. We have legal shield. We have securities even for your cameras and all of that we offer.
Nice.
So, and not at a very pricey cost. So when you're sitting with us on a consultation, like if you go to Nova Finance by Taina Leal on our website, and you register for consultation, you will definitely get someone to answer you and give you the right and easy, seamless process. Then for your investments, we also know how to teach you how to build generational wealth.
Well.
Because at this point, you don't even have to do too much to build wealth for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it starts from the little bit. But did you start at all? And one thing we tell people is that you start early. That's the only way we can help families out there.
Beautiful. And that's a very good initiative you have out there going on. And if you could tell us what separates you then from the regular traditional financial conversations that we see now on social media, because we see a lot of people talking about finances,
Yeah.
how you can help us do this, how you can help us do that.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bye.
much, Ewaji. This
what separates
question,
you?
this particular question of separation is huge for me, because I tell people talk about finance and they go into, at some point they tell you, okay, you need to get an insurance that protects your investment. And I am talking about proper investment. Talk to reliable investment brokers like us that are security licensed,
Right.
because we have regulatory bodies from the FINRA to the SEC that watches what our broker dealer does. So investment is totally different from insurance. Go read it in the dictionary. It's right there.
No, it's right there. It's
Yes.
explicit enough.
Yeah, go to the dictionary. Check what an investment defines and what an insurance defines. So, when I hear people say, oh, I'm doing an insurance in an investment, I'm like, you don't know what you're doing. Remember, nobody reads their policies. Remember, nobody reads that huge documentation. Go read your documentation, even if it takes you 2 years. Read it and see what you're into before you pump in a lot of money. Go for a proper investment and see how it's structured. Watch the trend. If it's comfortable for you, you proceed and do more. And if it's not, talk to your investment broker. Let them help you structure good portfolios. There's several growth technology, economical portfolios out there that you could invest your money into. Seamless. We don't know how it works. We have a lot of money market managers that manages all of these things. So why do you want to do all that job by yourself? Or probably put your money in an insurance that gives you headache. So, girl, people need to be educated.
That's interesting.
And that's the difference between Nova Finance and every other financial
And I love it that
institution.
you're able to differentiate and separate what investments and insurance does. Like, they're two separate things. I see a lot of people on social media actually truly mix them up. They're talking about investments, they're talking about insurance. We're gonna learn shimbe. Which one exactly is it? Like, don't mislead us. Like,
Yes.
people just want to talk, sell their market, or just sell whatever
Yes.
it is they're doing.
So that's where it comes back to the accreditation. Remember, I mentioned anybody that you are dealing with and you're putting your money to help you do anything, investments with your money, be it real estate, be it buying a business, whatever it is, make sure that person has the credibility.
right.
Let's see their credentials, see their experience, because at the end of the day, it's your fault that you didn't do your investigations
Correct.
right.
You didn't do your due diligence.
Yep.
Right. Correct. That's true. So you talk a lot about investments, retirements, and all of this. What is it that you would advise someone to, like, what financial decision would you tell someone to make, like, right now? Get up and get on it. What's that advice that you would give to someone?
Well, my financial decision that I'll give to anyone right now is, first off, if you're single, you need to start early. And when I say early, you don't need to do too much to start. At a minimum, after consultation, which can be disclosed to you, you can do a lot for yourself in the next 10 years. I have a current client, currently did a rollover on her IRA,
Okay.
traditional IRA. She doubled the value of the money. And I'm telling you, this value I was so happy for her, because at the beginning, she never believed. But in less than 12 months, they're about, I think this is the ninth month. She doubled it and she sees it right there. She can withdraw and get taxed because it's a tax. Traditional IRAs are always tax
Taxed,
deferred,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So she can as well get her money
Mm-hmm.
right there and then. Buy herself a G Wagon if that's what she wants to use the money for.
Make good financial decisions, though.
Yeah. So,
Don't
it's up
try
to
to-
her.
Right.
So, but what I'm trying to say is that when you see and watch the trend, you have the ability, you see the applications, you have the ability to see all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I would need to beg you to put more into your investments. You see it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go ahead and also proceed to, helping the kids. These children are actually small. I don't want to have a life insurance for my son. That don't make sense to me. Rather, I want to do a proper investment for him.
Who
So
does
when he
that?
grows, he can buy a house.
Right.
He can own a property.
Correct.
He can even own a business of his own. He can decide, I want to be a baker. I want to start baking cakes and baking.
Mm-hmm.
He can go to DC, the biggest downtown DC, and buy a business right there.
Mm-hmm.
He has the money tax free.
Right.
So that's what I want. So
Mhm.
people should start looking into doing these little things for their cubs and also helping themselves retire early if they are young, and even if they are older, they could still do some retirement for themselves and have some money they could withdraw when they get retired,
Correct.
because it has had gains.
Hmm.
My father is a living example. He's enjoying his money right now.
Oh, yeah.
The guy is doing very well, living his life, and buying the little he can buy for his jewelries for his girlfriend, who is my mom. So but what I'm just trying to say, it's a good decision when you have somebody that can hold your hands, like Nova Finance by Tainalia will hold your hands and teach you right.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you for that. And I hope the audience heard that right. Come to them.
Yes, we're
and
here for you.
they're
Would help
there
you
for
make it
you.
right.
Awesome. So I know you have experienced rough patches and rough times in business, even scams. Even scams. Tell me, how has that shaped your experience, or how did those setbacks shape your journey and your experience?
So from the beginning of me starting as an with the mindset of being an investor,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been an aggressive risk taker.
Oh, okay.
So, and most times when you look at it in the finance world, aggressive risk takers
Taking.
are more in the ages of the 20 and the 35. At 35, the brain starts to reset and say, okay, yeah, I can't keep wasting all of this money.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I believe that with those kind of risk I take, they are high risk with high potential yields. So, and some of them I make good gains, but others I did not. Like the one I already spoke about, the Ponzi scheme. I literally put in money for me to get, there was this contribution for 24 units in Florida, Tampa, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And of which, yes, I did my due diligence. I got a lawyer to help me draft the contractual agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And I also did I went to the titling company. I went to check the title,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw it was, of course, in the investor's name,
Mm-hmm.
and went to Tampa, Florida. I had a conference about that time, so I was lucky to fly for free, and then I went to the site. I saw the location. Now it's time for me to get my return on investments.
Ended up being
I
a
started
scam.
getting stories. I got stories for over 10 months.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I just had to, yeah. Now, thank God I have a lawyer. I pulled in my lawyer and filed a lawsuit.
Great. Great.
So that's why like I say, lawsuits are only when you push me to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't file a lawsuit if we come to a mediation. At some point, when I filed the lawsuit, it dragged out. My money is not coming to me. I'm paying the attorney fee. But the attorney fee is in the contract. You
Right.
have to pay it. If you're not paying, we split. So, we got on a mediation. I'm very hopeful I'll get my money back in that Ponzi scheme. But outside of that, there are also other legal investments that I've done, like forex trading in the secondary market, that actually made me lose a lot of money. And everybody knows how forex works. It's up to you. You take your own risk. I took the high risk, and I got into the ditch, and that got me to learn more about investment. So now, I just didn't learn investment from just being mentored. I schooled myself. I studied for the series, and I'm licensed. I'm knowing more about it.
And that's very powerful, because that still boils down to what we had said earlier about failure. So at some point, whilst you were trying to make it well for yourself and invest and do all of these things, you did fail.
Yeah.
But that failure fueled your curiosity
Yeah.
for learning and grooming yourself into knowing what to do better or how to do things better when it comes to financial decisions. And that is really powerful.
Yeah, I didn't
I
stay
like that
down.
you didn't stay down. Exactly.
I didn't stay
You
down.
let that failure shape you and brought you to the point where you are today, and that's amazing. Thank you for that. So, and sorry about that. That must have been a whole lot of loss.
Well, the truth is, we have many rich people out there, many wealthy people that lose a whole lot, but when they bounce back,
oh yeah,
they bounce back million folds. So I want to tap into that blessing.
Yeah, and take me with you. Take me with you when
Yeah,
you're getting it back.
What it is.
Yeah, amazing. So, Olamide, a lot of Nigerian immigrants, they come into America and they think that, as I have arrived, I have to start making money. I have to be successful. They don't know, maybe because they're new or because they're just coming in, they don't know the work that has to go into it. They think that success is really automatic as immediately you touch down, JFK or wherever your point of arrival is. A lot of people think that it's an automatic thing. What is it that you have to say? What is the reality that most people are not talking about out there, especially for people that are just arriving?
Okay, so for me, I will say that most people, when you come, your settlement in a new environment, it takes a while. Now, everybody went through the isolation,
Right.
the frustration, the navigation, everything. You go through it.
Right.
Nobody escaped that. Even if you have your parents in the country and you migrate into the country, you still have to understand how the system works, how they talk, where to go to, how they do the registration. The driving test is even a lesson.
Oh yeah.
For you to drive, you have to go through the driving test. You go through the vision, you do the test, you do driving school. It's a process. Nobody escapes that. So the only thing is, I tell people, when you come in, don't be all about survival if you really want growth. When you hit your milestones, be ready to move to the next level. Do the next things. And that way, you're gonna achieve all you need.
Beautiful, brilliantly said. Do the next thing. And also, I am a very big sucker for mentorship and people holding your hands. I always say this: don't think that you can walk a path
Ask for help.
alone. Ask for help. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. We are all here for one goal, and it's being successful, doing way better than we would have done if we were back home.
Absolutely.
Honestly. And ask for help, and I can't say that enough. So let me ask you my final question before I let you go, or no, before we get to the interesting part of this section. Okay. So if someone was out there right now watching you and they feel so financially stuck, they feel stuck mentally, financially, or in whatever shape or form, what would be your honest advice to them?
Flexago, it's your time. Flex it.
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 for someone who's confused, feeling stuck, the truth is, everybody at some point gets stuck. Never feel that's your final identity. The point where you get stuck is not the finished line. That is where you take a step back and get a reset. Now, what do you have to do to help yourself move ahead? Seek the mentorship you deserve. And, you know, always, always look for more opportunities. It might be the track you're in that is not really set for you, or you don't have the resource to get it right. But you can also seek new opportunities. There are many opportunities out there.
Right.
The moment you stop believing in yourself is when everything is over. But so long you still believe that the opportunity you have or the chances that brought you to the level you're in is taking you to a greater space, you need to just reboot and continue from where you stopped. It's never a final identity. Never think less of yourself. Erase limiting beliefs. Have a great mindset of growth. There are many self-development trainings on YouTube.
Right.
Go watch them, and some way you rejuvenate.
Powerful. And that is a very beautiful advice that you just gave. And I don't think I even have anything to add to that. You said it all already. And thank you so much for sitting with us today,
Thank you.
Olamide.
Thank you, Ewaji.
I was there. It was a great section. I loved it. And I loved all the knowledge that you poured into myself and my guests. Oh, sorry. And my audience. You know, thank you so much for that. Usually, naturally, ideally, every way, shape, or form, I like to catch my guests
Okay, I'm waiting.
on my trivias. Today, I'm gonna test your knowledge. I know you're an intelligent woman.
Okay.
But this is the point where I show you that no man is an island.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see. But no, don't worry. Don't be scared. don't shake.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna get into the trivia segment of this episode. So I'm gonna ask you questions, and you're gonna tell me the right answers in a few seconds.
Okay.
You cannot phone a friend. You cannot cheat.
No lifelines.
No lifelines.
Oh Lord, that hurts. That hurts.
No lifelines.
That hurts.
Just you and your hot seats.
Okay, no problem.
So let's have it. You ready?
Yes.
Let's go. First question. Which African country has the most population?
Nigeria.
Yay! You're actually right. You got it. Nigeria.
back on Nigeria.
Yay. So, what force pulls an object towards the earth? What is the force that pulls an object towards the earth?
That's a great question. Magnetic force.
No, gravity.
Gravity.
She said
Magnetic force.
nice try. Okay, how many years do we have in a century?
100 years.
Awesome!
Yeah,
100 years.
girl.
Nice. Okay, now let's take you back to Nigeria. Which Nigerian female billionaire is known for building Africa's largest oil business?
Folorunso
Alakija.
That's my mentor.
That's our mentor. I'm like, girl, I am always following her news.
Lord,
I'm always following her news.
Folorunso
Yes,
Alakija.
Folorunso Alakija. I think she's a girl's girl, though. I think
Yeah.
she's most of, if you're a career person and you look as a woman, you're looking to do well for yourself. I think that's someone that should be your mentor. Honestly.
Yeah.
I look up to her a lot, and one other person as well. But yeah, I won't give that away. But yeah. Okay.
Next question.
The
I
next
guess.
question. Which Nigerian woman is globally recognized for leading the world's Trade Organization. Easy.
World Trade Iwetala.
You're almost there. I
Ngozi.
see your
Ngozi.
I see Ngozi.
Ngozi Iwela.
Yes, awesome.
Iwela.
Yes,
Iwehawa.
yes. I knew you were going to get that too. I knew you were going
Iwehawa.
to get Ngozi. I think that's how her name is said. Ngozi
Iwehawa.
Iwela. We're sorry, ma. We love you, but
We love you.
we just can't
love
say the
you.
name. Awesome. And I also know you're going to get this right because you're one yourself. What does the E in CEO stand for?
Chief.
Ah, she fell.
Oh, sorry,
my hand.
executive. Okay. Now I missed it. I was so fast because she said I was gonna get it right.
I threw you on that.
Yeah,
because
because when you said I'll get it right, like
I
was
think,
like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, executive. All right, I don't think you'll get this one, but let's try it. Which animal has no brain?
An ant.
No, a jellyfish. Thank you so much for. A jellyfish has no brain. Thank you so much for sitting with me again, Olamide.
Thank you so much
such a
for
good
having
episode.
me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Before you go, we usually have a very nice packed gift for our physical in-person guests. Virtual guests, we are sorry. Maybe I'll start trying to mail your gift to you. But here is for you. Oh my God, this one is heavy.
This is so pretty. Thank you
very
so
welcome.
much, Ewaji.
Thank you for coming. This is to say thank you for your time, for your well of knowledge, and yeah, it's a token. I hope you love it.
Thank you so much, Ewaji. This
very
is so
welcome.
pretty. I wasn't expecting this.
I know.
Unfolding with Ewaji is a great episode. I always like to watch every
you.
person you bring on the
Thank you.
segment. And I can't wait to watch my segment, right?
I know you will
So,
love yours too.
Thank you.
It's a
Thank
good
you. I
one.
appreciate the gift and keep up the good work.
Thank
You're
you.
bringing what we have in the society to the public, and never stop doing what you do. I believe we're going places globally with
Absolutely,
this.
girl. Thank you. Thank you so
Awesome,
much.
girl.
Thank you. If there is one thing this conversation reminds us of, it's that freedom looks different for everyone. But growth usually starts when you challenge the mindset, the environment, and the limitations you have become so comfortable with. A huge thank you to Olamide Abayomi for such an honest and insightful conversation. If this episode spoke to you, make sure you share it with someone. Subscribe and keep unfolding with us. I'll see you in my next episode.
To the woman I'm becoming.